Hey guys, Kiki again from Eat More to Weigh Less. I just got a request from somebody to put out a new video, so I guess it is about time. So, I'm gonna talk about something that I was considering doing a video on anyway. So, this is for nmzeta. I don't know how to pronounce the username, but you asked me to do another video. So, something that I've been considering talking about anyways is toning. Um, it's something that I get not necessarily from, my Eat More to Weigh Less peeps, but from a lot of personal clients and also friends and family members. That's just always the first thing. I just want to know how to tone my abs or arms or legs or whatever it is that people want to tone. So that is what I get right off the bat. And I will preface all of this by saying, even though I'm going to use the word tone, I'm going to preface all of this by saying, technically, toning not really a word. Not really a word. It's just kind of one of those things that the supplement companies, magazine companies, workout video companies just kind of pulled out of the air, and it became a household term. So a lot of times you will see people getting bashed for saying the word tone on certain forums. So know that ahead of time, and if you ever say the word tone and someone reacts negatively to you and you're in like maybe a bodybuilding kind of forum or something, that would be why, because it's not technically a realistic something that you can measure word. Okay, so that aside, I am going to say that people mean different things when they say toning, so that's why it's kind of hard for me to give answers sometimes, because a person will say tone and maybe they mean they want to be firmer. Maybe you're talking about your legs or your butt or something like that, where you want it to become more firm. And sometimes a person may mean they want more definition in their muscles or something like that. Maybe you're talking about your arms or a certain part of your legs or abs or something like that. A lot of times they may mean they want to see the actual lines on that body part. So that could be what they mean by toned. The best thing that you can do for when you want to use that word is to know what you mean by that word. So if you mean firmer, then kind of say that. Say, how do I get this area more firm? If you mean definition, then say, I want definition. Because it really makes a difference, because what you're going for is typically different from the way that most people are going about doing it. So the thing to understand is that if you want, say, muscles that are defined, and that's what you mean by tone, then you have to know that you cannot tone what is not there. So if you don't have muscles, you can't define them. So that's a huge, huge thing, and anyone who has ever dealt with me personally knows that I say that all the time, because it's a matter of fact. So many women want to tone, but they don't have any muscles, and they don't want to do what they have to do or go through the resources to get the muscles that would tone. Or the same thing even with, if you want something firmer, a lot of times what people are doing to get that will not help them. So those are the things that, I help people with individually when they come to me and they say something, I dig for that specific thing. What do you mean by tone? If you know that, then you can go for that. So know that toning is not a word. Sorry. If you want to tone something, it has to be there first. So you cannot get defined muscles if you have not done something to actually obtain muscles to define. So you cannot pick up 2 or 3 pound dumbbells and just kind of lift them until, the cows come home and think that your muscles are going to be defined, because I did lightweight high reps and that's what the magazine said that I needed to do to tone. So if you read a magazine and it says be toned in 4 weeks or less or 6 weeks or whatever, you guys already know that I hate that terminology or anything that guarantees something in 4 weeks. But when you see that, just kind of have a different, outlook on it. Don't just assume that what it's saying it's going to do is going to deliver. And don't expect something to happen if you haven't put in the work for it to happen. So if you have not gone through phases of building muscle, or maybe eaten at a surplus and lifted heavy weights in order to put on muscle, then you are not going to be able to tone. You are not going to be able to define your muscles. If you want your legs toned, your butt to sit higher, something like that, that is muscle. Your legs are muscles. They are not going to be toned, defined, tight, or high without you building the muscle that's underneath there. So that is what makes those things have shape. So if you're looking to have shape, definition, firmness, tightness, things like that, then you need to know that so that you know the direction that you want to go with your training. And that way when you approach a trainer, someone like myself, or you go and you hire a personal trainer, you can tell them specifically what you want, not just kind of throw out the word, I want to be toned, because it's really, really general and it really doesn't get you anywhere. So I will make a different video on the one exception to that rule, but just know for right now, you can't tone what isn't there. If you want muscles, you gotta build them, and then if you want to rip them, you can rip it once you got it, but you gotta build them, baby. If you build it, then it will happen. So that is your video that you asked for, and I will be coming up with a series that I've been working on of videos, and I'll let you guys know, keep you posted on those. But for now, toning. Tone it. It has to be there.